almost $500,000 a year.
Sheesh. Hello everyone and welcome to the video. Today we have a very special video because we have a very special guest, Dave Nick. Welcome, brother.
Bro, thank you so much for having me on.
For those who don't know you and they don't know your channel, tell us a little bit more. What do you do?
So for those who don't know, my name is Dave Nick. I've been running multiple online businesses since 2014. I've tried absolutely everything. I've tried everything from flipping Instagram pages to reselling pajamas on eBay. Even at one point I was selling skins on Minecraft. I don't even know how that works, but yeah, I tried it all. And then in 2018, 2019, I started my both job servicing business and my YouTube channel as well. I just stopped my job servicing business because YouTube was taking off, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna focus as much as possible in 2019 on YouTube at all, just YouTube.
Great. No, that's amazing. 2019, so you basically started 1 year before me, something like that, because for those who know you, again, probably most people don't know this story, guys. When I started my very first cash cow channel, July/August 2020, we went into a niche and this guy was crushing it in that niche back in the day, and we were basically stealing ideas from him and trying to replicate his success because he was taking off, he was doing a lot of money, he was doing a lot of views basically in that niche, and we kind of use him as inspiration. Now we just get to meet here in Dubai and we're making these videos. So just keep doing the work, guys. It will definitely pay off. Okay, man, so this is actually amazing, but most people actually want to know how was it when you started? How did you start? Why did you start? What helped you at first? Tell me more about that, please.
So I was watching a lot of YouTube and I was watching a lot of people. I was just seeing all the different people making a lot of money online, and I was like, these guys are in some cases were literally younger than me, and I was like, why are they smarter than me? So I was looking at what they were actually doing and trying to replicate that. And over the time, I was literally spending sometimes even 12 to 16 hours a day in my room just working all day long, grinding, and then somehow I realized that there's a lot of money to be made on YouTube and stuff like that. So I started multiple YouTube channels. The very first faceless YouTube channel that I started was literally called Cartoon Mistakes. You cannot look up for it because I deleted the channel, it got demonetized. We're gonna talk about it later on as well, but it was literally just mistakes in SpongeBob, mistakes in The Simpsons and all of that. And that was doing pretty well. I was getting pretty decent amount of views. For example, getting 50,000 views back then was absolutely insane, especially in those types of videos. Yeah. And I was showing my mom, look at this, Mom, I made a video that was seen by 50,000 people. And that was pretty crazy. But then I got demonetized, and then I started my personal brand channel. And at the moment, I have 3 different personal brand channels besides the automation ones. We're
definitely going to talk about it in a second. And you mentioned something very nice, because you said everybody watches YouTube and a lot of people are making money, and then people watching us at home right now, basically, they might think probably everybody watches YouTube. Who's watching right now, you definitely watch YouTube on almost a daily basis, guys. So tell me I get this question a lot. From your standpoint of view, man, is YouTube automation saturated? Because we have a lot of people watching, but what about the people creating? Because I get this a lot.
Okay, it's reasonable to ask that question, is YouTube automation saturated? I get it, there are more and more people getting into this space, but it's definitely not saturated. If you look at the statistics, there are over 2 billion people watching YouTube around the globe. 210 million people just from US, 215 million people from India. I know hundreds of millions of people around the globe, actually over 2 billion, are watching YouTube, and there's just never gonna be it's never going to be oversaturated, but the sooner you start, the easier it's going to be to grow. For example, it was a lot easier to grow in 2016, yeah, for sure, but it is not impossible to grow in 2022. For example, we had a channel start in October 2021, a couple of months ago, and the channel absolutely blew up from 0, and it's definitely possible to do it. It is a little bit harder, but it's not impossible.
100%, I'll definitely agree, man. Again, even with new competitors, basically, that creates a market, so that creates room for improvement, that creates competition is not always a bad thing, right? Because you can look at what works for them, you can start doing what works for you can get a lot of ideas. So I definitely agree. And then the supply and demand, on YouTube, such in life, there will never be enough creators for the consumers, and that's with YouTube, that's with businesses, that's with everything that you want.
And I mean, if you're a creator, it doesn't mean that you're not watching YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
I create content and I watch YouTube for at least 2 hours a day. I mean, you and I just watched the YouTube video before this, so we consume YouTube as well.
Exactly. So this is a very good, this leads to my next question. If you were to start again today, you would just, let's say not lose everything, but if you're a fresh guy, you start today, what would you do? How would you approach starting a YouTube automation channel?
So the very first thing I would personally do is look at other successful channels, pick any niche, basically you can start with something that you're personally passionate about. For example, if you like fishing, literally just start a fishing YouTube channel. It doesn't need to be something super special in the beginning. Just get your feet wet. and just look at other channels that are doing that and other channels that are successful and try to replicate their success. I'm not saying that you should copy everything that they do, but just create similar thumbnails, similar titles, similar descriptions and all that stuff, so you can just get the ball rolling and you can get started from there. And once you get established, you're going to learn new things, new skills, and after time you're going to be able to build unique channels that can perform pretty well in absolutely any niche, and some niches that are way more profitable. Like for example, I would personally right now not start a YouTube channel that is like in the fishing space, just because, not because it cannot get a lot of views, but because of the monetization options. Like it's a lot easier to monetize a channel that talks about like crypto, metaverse, online business, making money online and all that stuff, rather than fishing or something like that. But
you could probably sell like vintage fishing reels on the side, but it would not, it would definitely not be the best way to monetize a channel. But as you said, like you gotta start somewhere, right? Starting, it's better than not starting at all. Starting in a bad niche, it's still even better, right? Because you can just learn. So then we're gonna get a little bit more intense here. Tell me about what was your biggest mistake, or one of your biggest mistakes that you made when coming up and having your journey, man. Tell me about that.
Oh man, so one of the biggest mistakes that I made was trying to cheat the system, actually. So I actually did some black hat stuff back in 2017, 2016 or something like that. So when I started one of my channels, I was like, I made some money, like it wasn't a lot. I made like $300 per month or whatever, which was insane back for me because I literally had nothing, absolutely nothing. I was a student, high school student. So it was really a lot for me, but I was like, I want to reinvest it all back because I know that's extremely important. I was like, how do you reinvest it? And then I stumbled upon a guy on Facebook who told me like, hey bro, I'm actually gonna help you get more views on YouTube by helping you rank. I'm gonna send like ranking views to you. I'm like, yeah, that sounds good, sounds legit. So I was paying him $300 a month, like everything that I make, I would give him $300 a month to send those ranking views to me, which will like help me get boosted in the search or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I'm getting views and probably ranking higher. And then suddenly, boom, I receive an email from YouTube. You got permanently demonetized. Like I lost everything. I lost all the earnings. I was like freaking out because like, yeah, I'm hopefully gonna move away from my mom and dad. I'm like, yeah, now I'm bowling basically with these $300 to $400 a month. And then I got demonetized, lost everything. I was like, holy cow, I cannot do this anymore. And I couldn't even start a new channel because you can only create one AdSense account. And if it's permanently deleted, it's permanently deleted. So I had to move to a different address to open up a new one. So yeah, definitely never try to cheat the system. Even if it takes more time, just go with everything, like be clean with the entire process. You don't have to do it in a single month, even if it takes 6 months, but just do it the right way. Always do it the right way.
I can relate to this as well. Like when I started, I wanted to make everything the fastest, the best way, the cheapest, everything. I wanted to make everything tomorrow. I want to be a millionaire tomorrow, basically. That didn't happen. But then you basically learn to go with the process, learn that time takes time. So I definitely let it. Also tell us one thing that you did, because again, we were taking a lot of inspiration from you back in the day. So you definitely did a lot of stuff good. What would you say was one thing that helped you succeed? One thing that you did super good in coming up as a success story on YouTube automation?
Well, when it comes to YouTube automation, I feel like the best thing that I did was immediately reinvesting all the profits and reinvesting in hiring other people. So I got started like for absolutely free. I was learning how to edit. I didn't know how to edit, so I just learned that on YouTube from different tutorials, and I did it myself for absolutely free. Like you find free software on Google and you make videos yourself. But then once I started making money, I reinvested back into like hiring a video editor. Then once I started making more money, I hired a guy to create thumbnails, to create better thumbnails than me, because that's his job. Like he's a professional graphic designer. So reinvesting all the money started like paying off really well. I started making more money, and then I used that money to create new channels and just create a snowball from that. So rather than me being a like just getting too excited, like I started making money, let's go spend it, let's go on a vacation, let's buy this, let's buy that. I was humble, and I was like, yeah, I'm actually just gonna reinvest it back into the business. I'm gonna collect the profits later on. So I'm gonna suffer a little bit. I'm not gonna go out. I'm not gonna celebrate New Year's Eve. I'm not gonna go in different birthday celebrations or whatever. But I know that I'm gonna build something super meaningful, and right now we are enjoying it, I guess.
100%, man. No, so this is basically called, it's exactly delayed gratification, right? So instead, like as soon as you hit something successful, you go, you have spend $25,000 in a nightclub or whatever, you basically reinvested the profits to grow the business bigger and bigger and bigger. And I would definitely agree. I would say that the more you can stay in this zone, like the more you can go until you take profits or take a break or take vacation, you build momentum. and basically the longer you go, the bigger you grow.
Absolutely,
right?
and I know a lot of people who made that mistake early.
Yeah.
Like they, as you said, like they spend it in a club or whatever, and they regret it. You don't do that. Once you start making money, don't spend it. Reinvest it back, and trust me, you will be thankful that you did that.
100%. Now, I would say it also depends what's your goal, right? Like if you want to make $500 a month and you make it,
Yeah.
feel free to do whatever you want of it. But if you want to make millions online, and if you withdraw at 500 or whatever, it's gonna go back to zero. So definitely agree.
It takes
man.
a sacrifice. It takes a sacrifice, but it's worth it.
Awesome. So one of the last questions that I have here, man, I know you're crushing it. How would you say YouTube automation integrates with affiliate marketing and brand deals, and how you can basically make money apart from YouTube AdSense, which is for some people the primary source?
Bro, so actually YouTube AdSense is one of the lowest income sources for my faceless YouTube channels and my personal brand as well. Like I make a lot more from affiliate marketing and brand deals because I thought, like, for example, you're making a video about, and you mention a particular website or a company or a product, like we're showing, like let's say an iPhone in a video, and it's like, why would you send so much, because it's gonna get like 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 views. That's like 30,000 eyeballs. So why would you do that for free? I was like, yeah, it's smarter to just reach out to some company or a website and like, hey, I'm gonna make a video about you, but you gotta pay me because it's gonna be seen by all these people. And that's super valuable for those companies, and they're willing to pay because they're gonna be advertised in front of a targeted group of people. Like if you have a fishing channel and you show your fishing stick that is a particular company, that's super valuable to them because they know it's gonna be seen by thousands of people who wanna do fishing as well. So yeah, brand deals are huge for my faceless channels. As I said, ad revenue is one of the lowest ones. And then affiliate marketing, the way you include that is if you also want to mention a particular product, you show a particular product in a video, you can just link it in the description box. It's that easy. You can either use Amazon affiliates, you can use absolutely, and you have ClickBank, Digistore, you have all sorts of different marketplaces where you can find dozens of affiliate offers to promote in any niche. So it's important that you add up, the.
I got you. No, I definitely. So this is something that I'm still working, guys. I know for those watching me, like for the longest time ever, I've only made money with AdSense because what I love about it, it's passive. Like I just post, they pay me, I can scale, I can do my other stuff, right? So then it's passively, but then seeing you and seeing some other people around me making sometimes, as you said, even more money from affiliate marketing and branding from that, it definitely opened my eyes. And now we're adding like 5 figures every month in revenue just because of starting to integrate other stuff. No, that's great, man. So also you mentioned that right now you're focused more on a personal brand. So tell us, like, if it was easy or if YouTube automation helped you make this transition from building a following because you basically learned the game of YouTube, and then now you have a personal brand, which is more valuable and can add more benefits if you're willing to trade basically your time.
The crazy thing is that right now, yes, I transitioned from a faceless YouTube channel to a personal brand, but right now I'm also using my personal brand to grow my new faceless channel. So I'm literally just cross-promoting different channels, and that's extremely valuable to have a personal brand as well. And to be honest, a personal brand for me is now probably the highest income source that I have. So yeah.
100%, man. How should I say, like for people out there, basically, what's the difference? Kind of, I see the difference in a personal brand definitely has more value, definitely has more equity, definitely can make you more money, but it takes a little bit more time and a little bit of a commitment, right? So for people like you and me who are hard workers and we are willing to sit here in front of the camera and shoot, record, script videos, I would say it's great. But for people who just want to make a little bit of money on the side, keep their job, keep their happy life with their family, then I would say YouTube automation is still better to start with at least.
I don't know, like for example, for me, because I was a really shy kid, I didn't want to be in front of a camera, but I knew there's a lot of potential with personal branding, so I've just learned it. Even though I could just say, I'm an introvert, I'm shy, I don't want to record myself, and even though I just pushed myself to do it again and again, and then you learn it, and then it becomes easy. For example, for me, it takes me like 2 hours to film 6 videos in a day, so I can post something for the next 2 weeks and only work for 1 day. So for me at least, it's a lot easier to run a personal brand and a faceless YouTube automation business, even though maybe sometimes for beginners faceless YouTube automation might be easier because you don't have to have that stress of showing your face in front of the camera. You don't have to buy the camera and all of that stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. Awesome. So lastly here, tell us, what do you want to do in the future? Like, where do you go from now? Tell me some future plans.
So right now, 60% of my focus is on the personal brand, and we're also, for the past 10 months, I've been building and heavily investing in my new platform, Online Business Academy, at onlinebusinessacademy.com, and that's going to be my future focused. I'm probably going to be 90% focused on that, and I want to grow it from there. So those are my future goals for now.
I love it, man. I love it. Is it up right now? Like we're probably gonna post this in 1 week or so. Is it gonna be up? People can go
I don't think so.
Academy?
It's going to be up by the end of April 2022. So get
Awesome.
ready. Get ready for
Awesome. No, we'll definitely link Dave down in the description, guys, and you can definitely check his website as well. Thanks so much for watching. Dave, thanks so much for coming, and have a good time, guys. Peace.